this is just going to be an outtake file that I edit later tonight because I have no life. So keep the video going too because this can just be the outtake. All right, so I do have one up. The problem is everybody categorizes questions. Like if it was a South Dakota amendment, the problem is like it'd get turned down because it has too many categories in it. Because there's like, where do all 5 quarterbacks fall in the first round, and what do the Niners do at number 3? It's like that's the same fucking question. Like that number 1 answer is number 2.
Yeah, I feel like the biggest thing that we're worrying about right now is we know Lawrence is going number 1. It feels like for sure
Wilson's going number 2.
Number 2. So it all depends on Lance, Jones, and Fields.
All right. Well, let's do this here. Let's start an actual proper recording. Might keep the outtake, might not. We'll see what happens. Let's kick it back off. Let's have you do a Cig and Blenn intro for once.
You're not just gonna put in our nice splice one you made there? Alright.
Oh no, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens when I edit the magic later.
Alright, fine. Welcome back to Cig and the Blenn.
The Blenn.
Getting used to that one. Cig and the Blenn. This is gonna be one of our first little video debates. We're just gonna chat a little about sports, and we got kind of one coming up, so we just want to kind of talk about it and kind of voice our opinion more or less, and you guys feel free to go down in the comments and share yours.
Yeah, let's go ahead and pull the average YouTuber and like, share, and subscribe. But yeah, once again, I'm Cole Blenner. Welcome to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be recording this for the podcast. Hence, we have the mics out. Mic cords running in very unprofessional and just, raw fashion there. But now we're just hanging out here. We're debating some draft topics here. We just kind of pulled up a couple of lists here, and I think we're going to go back and forth on a couple of questions that are kind of striking people before the NFL draft. We're recording this on, it's on the 25th. The draft is in 4 days on April 29th, so should be an exciting day. But why don't you kick us off with the first question?
I think the biggest question is, which quarterback do the 49ers take out of the 3 that will be available?
So I have my opinions. I have what we did in our mock draft, which was Mac Jones, but I actually don't think Mac Jones goes here. I know you have a different pick, but I think we can both agree that we'd like Justin Fields to go to the Niners. Like, that's who we projected the pick to be. So
that's who it should be.
That's who it should be. I think Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch are smart. They'll go ahead and go with Justin Fields.
See, I don't think he is the type of quarterback that Kyle Shanahan wants. If you go look at his past history, you got your Matt Ryans, your Kirk Cousins, your Jimmy Garoppolo's now. I don't really think he wants the super mobile, but if you're able to get out of a situation, you can.
I know, but at the same time, like, how many of those quarterbacks are quarterbacks? I mean, he's done well with Matt Ryan. He's done well with Jimmy Garoppolo, obviously making it to the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Let's not forget that. But I think while we're sitting here, we sit around and we kind of typecast, what Kyle Shanahan wants. When in all reality, I mean, I think if that was the case, it'd be Mac Jones, like kind of what we projected in the mock draft. Like I said, to be honest, I feel like Justin Fields, for me, I would draft him as the second best quarterback in this draft, kind of depending on which team I was general manager for, if I were in the shoes. I love Zach Wilson going to the Jets, so I think that is the right pick. But as far as the third quarterback in the draft, I think Fields slots in there.
Me personally, just to go off a side tangent, I think the Jets are definitely fucking up by not getting Fields instead of Wilson.
No, like I said, I think Fields is my number 2 quarterback in the draft. Sure. But for that situation, for New York, I don't know. Zach Wilson just feels like a Jets pick to me. Whether that's good or bad.
He's got the look for a Jets quarterback.
What is it? I saw a meme the other day, and it was like Zach Wilson looks like he would play Zach Wilson in a Disney Channel movie about Zach Wilson.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm just saying. So, like, he looks like a Disney Channel star. He looks like a Jets quarterback. He looks like Broadway Joe, but you can sell him to a G-rated audience. Like I said, I don't know if that's what the Jets need at quarterback, but once again, if we're typecasting teams and kind of like the stereotype of what they've done historically, Zach Wilson's that pick at number 2.
So then what's your take on the news coming out about Trey Lance's pro day, how he supposedly ran 75% of the plays that he ran was 49 out of the 49ers playbook, and that Kyle Shanahan asked John Beck to go run him through this workout?
I think there's a heavy debate.
Versus the coach that ran through the first one.
I think there's a heavy debate, but I think that kind of takes your point about quarterback styling out the window, because Trey Lance is definitely Justin Fields. esque as far as quarterback style. Like definitely
But
probably more
does
in common there.
didn't he also play more of a pro ready style offense?
Oh,
up
he's
there
got
in
North Dakota State.
State?
Oh yeah, very
So
very pro
I
style
feel like
offense.
that's kind of.
But I mean,
where
wouldn't you consider Ohio State? I mean, yeah, they run out of the spread quite a bit, but I mean,
I
consider
say,
Ohio State as much pro style because you have a bunch of pro ready players who are going to play in the professionals. So
Can you tell me a good Ohio quarterback?
Ohio State quarterback, dude, Cardinal Jones.
Where's he at?
In the fucking XFL, homie, balling it up. No, I'm just kidding.
So you got any other?
Troy Smith.
Where's he at?
He played 3 years in the NFL for the Niners and the Ravens. He's a fantastic quarterback.
I don't think
You also have
might have started.
You also have Terrell Pryor, who converted to wide receiver and
He
actually
does
had
have
a Pro Bowl season.
He does have the greatest rushing quarterback play of all time.
Yeah, 92
But
yards.
still, what I'm saying is, you go off of kind of where history is.
I know I'm fucking with you. There's no good Ohio.
Yeah,
There's no
so
Hall
it's
of
like,
Fame. I think actually
Fields has the chance to break this curse or this trend that has been going on since I was a kid.
We have the power of the internet. Hall of Fame.
I'm just going off of since I was a kid. I always remember thinking I thought 12 gauge was going to be nice.
I know, but we're young. Let's throw some respect to the old heads here. Let's see what Hall of Fame Ohio State quarterbacks. Shane Falco was from Ohio State, along with Johnny Utah, who we're going to be featuring this Sunday. If we're going to go ahead and plug this Sunday on the fictional NFL player draft, we have myself, Siglin, Mr. Lane brings plenty, and a surprise guest fourth general manager that will be revealed whenever we decide to reveal it before. Whether it's right before, whether it's on the program, whether we do it right after this, who fucking knows. We know who it is, though. We actually did finally figure out who our fourth is, so...
Took a while.
Yeah. So, Hall of Famers, this is college Hall of Famers. Eddie George went to Ohio State. Fun fact, but he's not a quarterback.
Yeah, total different position, bud.
They might be. You know what? Yeah. God, there's not a single decent quarterback.
Back to where I'm saying is, you go look at how that program has produced that talent, and that's kind of where I think some of these teams are being turned off by Fields.
I think there's definitely an appeal because Fields, everybody's got flaws in it. It's kind of like, what do you feel about those? And I think his biggest red, and it's a red flag. It's not even a yellow flag. It's a red flag for me. The processing speed. Because when you're at Ohio State, like, you're getting good blocks. You're not playing a lot of competition most of the time. But I think where he kind of won me over in a big time was, man, when you were watching the college football playoffs and he busted a rib and he still came back in and won the game. To beat Trevor Lawrence, like, that's a staple win right there. When you're debating Trey Lance or Mac Jones, like, Mac Jones obviously has the staple wins. He beat Justin Fields in the national championship game, but at the same time, we're sitting here. I feel like the debate is more Trey Lance, Justin Fields. And in that case, Trey Lance didn't do himself any favors in 2020 because his one game was decent. It was good. I think he showed improvement, but also at the same time, like, them not playing a full season this year, like, really hurt him because now everybody's knocking him for only starting 14 games in the FCS. Yeah, through his first pick this year after 28 now in 2019.
So my other thing is, I think now the race is down to Mac Jones or Trey Lance, because I think if you take Justin Fields, you kind of have that pressure starting him. Like, he's kind of one of the three that's ready to go.
That's the thing, though, is whoever takes Fields, in a Denver situation, I think he competes right away.
Denver takes him, he starts.
Do you have to start him, though? I don't know if you do. Like right away, no. Within probably the first season, depending on how everything goes, yeah. But I don't know. I feel like Lawrence is the only one, and Wilson going to the Jets, I feel like those are the only ones who do start right away, 100% guaranteed. Because the Jets obviously made their buy-in, so, trading away Sam Darnold. Because who else do they even have there?
The main point I'm trying to get out of this is I hope that they take Mac Jones for the sake of the 49ers.
That would fucking upset the draft. Yeah.
Yeah, to totally tank and mess around with the draft. But I think realistically, if they were smart, their best value pick would be Trey Lance.
I still like the Justin Fields pick. I still bet on it. But
I like the Justin Fields.
You want to put a fiver on it?
Let's put is it null and void if they take Mac Jones?
Yes.
All right.
It's strictly Fields Lance what we're debating here.
So we got to go re-listen to a couple of our other podcasts
because we definitely
have some other bets.
Dude, we're gonna have a board of our own. Like, seriously, I'm gonna have to put it up in the Buffalo Wild Wings draft board.
We got literally a couple of our own.
So next draft question then, effectively, obviously, if we're going Lance or Fields at 3, where does Atlanta go at 4? Because I'm pretty sold on Pitts is what's happening, unless someone offers the farm. Unless someone offers the farm and they stay pat, but I think they're going to sit there till draft day.
I've read rumblings today that they're talking about trading back already.
Well, I mean, it's smart. It's smart. I don't think as a general manager, especially right there, especially after you look at, okay, for the number 3 pick, you know, the Miami Dolphins just got 3 first-round picks. Obviously, you know, with the flippy, you know, little dip situation they have, it's only 2 first-round that they're netting here. But they got 3 first-round picks from the Niners. So if you're Atlanta and you're like, all right, if someone's going to literally panic and on draft day offer me that or more because their guy goes down, because once again, if Trey Lance is the quarterback right there and Justin Fields is the guy for a Denver Broncos organization, and you can trade back 5 spots and get, I don't know, I mean, what did we mock? 2 first-round picks, a first, a second, and Bradley Chubb.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair get right there. If you can get a situation like that, or even if, like I said, if a team panics and offers you 3 first-round picks, or 3 first-round caliber picks, you know, like 2 first rounds and a player.
How bad does Jerry want Pitts?
Ooh.
Because Jerry Jones...
See, we always have these rumblings, though.
Jerry Jones is reported...
Jerry Jones is a tease. Jerry Jones is a tease.
But you saw the FaceTime video. They put that on the NFL Network.
When's the last time he traded up for anybody besides CeeDee Lamb last year? So, like, when's the last time he made a splash move? And then, well, that was a good move. I commend him
CeeDee
for
Lamb
that.
last year. So, last year answers your question.
Okay, but before that, like, everybody acts like Jerry Jones has this history of trading up in the draft, and it's like...
No, but he goes after what he wants.
I know he does, yeah.
That's kind of his
And obviously, I think there's a lot of people salivating over Pitts right now.
And he's in the lowest. He's in the top 10, but I mean, they have that FaceTime video of him where he's like saying, I vision sugar plums with you, Dak, CD, Zeke.
Could you imagine that offense, though? Like, as someone who doesn't really care for the Cowboys...
Dak might break the record with the extra game.
That's like 6,000-yard season right there. It's on the pace he was putting in last year.
Two players might have 20 touchdowns.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you talk about Amari,
the rookie
Pitts.
Receiving record as a tight end.
Dude, Michael Gallup, who is a certified number 2 in the NFL, is immediately an afterthought in that offense. He's the 5th option.
Yeah.
Literally, so that's the crazy part in that. So that will be interesting to see. Who are some other kind of trade-up candidates here? Obviously, we're going to kind of keep this one quick a little bit. Throw her up on YouTube in a couple hours. But, yeah, what are some of your other... Like, what do you think the Dolphins overall do? Because the Dolphins, Jets, let's talk about the 2-pick teams. So, you cover the Dolphins and Jets. I'll take...
What we have the Ravens now. Back this offseason?
They have that one rookie kid who went good for him last year, but I feel like they're still very much in play for either a Harris or an Italian, I feel like, at one of those late picks, like the 23 or...
Yeah, because I remember they were supposed to be huge on Jones, but they weren't able to land him.
Who?
They were supposed to be huge on Jones.
On Aaron Jones, yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of buzz for the Aaron Jones pick, in free agency, but obviously he stays in Green Bay. Yeah, they could be. This is a good running back draft class, though, because Javonte Williams... I think they own a decent second-round pick, too. So someone like a Michael Carter out of UNC, Javonte Williams, like they could be available there, too, and that wouldn't be too bad because, I don't know, Brian Flores coming out of New England, do you think he sticks with that running back by committee style system?
Maybe. But I also think if the Jags pass on Penei Sewell, or not the Jags, sorry, if the Bengals pass on Penei Sewell at 5th and they do take Jamar Chase, I don't see Flores passing on Sewell with that first pick.
That's going to be hard because, honestly, if you get to a really good... But here's the thing is, like, do you put Sewell at left tackle then? Because Tua's a left-handed quarterback.
You kind of have to. But I think he'll
the concept's probably mostly the same in the NFL, but I don't know. I just always feel like right tackle's blindside. You flip the dip a little bit, but...
I think he'll be able to transition well.
Oh,
very high for blood.
I think it's Sewell, and then, honestly, a guy I'm kind of becoming higher on, but a lot of people... are starting to put him over, and I don't agree with it, is Slater. I don't think Slater is better than Sewell, but I do think he's in that kind of same caliber region of he could be all pro year 1 or 2. Like he will be an immediate impact player, especially if he switches in the guard. If there's someone like my wet dream, honestly, is the Raiders somehow getting Slater and slipping him to guard or right tackle. Because if he's right tackle or like a left guard, dude, I think he's all pro year 1.
Might be.
So. We'll see, man. For your Colts, I guess we'll kind of kick it off. One last prediction here. I didn't really talk about the other 2 trade teams. But fuck
I think we're trading back.
Really?
Because I was looking at our draft board. This is the first year that we only have 2 picks through the second, third, and fourth round.
True.
So I believe that we're going to trade that first pick out completely out of the first round, and we're going to get a second and a third out of it, and that's how we're going to get a little more talent out of the squad.
Sure.
Which I'm
If
okay
not
with.
If not though, who is your first round pick though?
Oh, edge rusher. We need an edge rusher like
Okay,
Quiddy
so-
Pay, Gregory Rosu, Jalen Phillips, whichever one's there.
Do you think like Aziz Ojulari?
Aziz
Or are you
Ojulari.
wanting one of the bigger guys?
Aziz Ojulari actually wouldn't be bad because, especially with losing Frank Walker,
It's true.
and be a young one to pair up with.
Because Ojulari can play outside. I feel like he's underrated as an outside linebacker, but he's definitely slots as an edge rusher mostly.
Yep.
But still, as an outside linebacker, he was what? I think he had like a 79.8 coverage grade versus all SEC competition. That's highly respectable. Honestly,
Yeah.
as far as outside linebackers go, as someone who can get you 10 sacks, but maybe a couple of picks too, he's a sleeper pick if he's in the right system.
Yeah, no, and I think the way that they run around with moving our linebackers and all the different blitzing coverages, that just that core of the defense sees themselves as next level over there.
Oh yeah, no, I'm excited to see what the Colts do with Carson Wentz. I mean, shit, it's on record with Beers and Bull, man. I was on record going, Carson Wentz is going to Indianapolis, and when he finally did, I think that's the rejuvenation project right there. That is the to pull Star Wars. That's the back to tank to bring Carson Wentz back to life.
I believe I was saying it when it was brought out in December when it was like he wants out. This is the end, and I was like, he's going to Indy.
Yeah,
makes no sense.
To switch over to me, just to be selfish for a little bit, I think for the Raiders, my dream list is like someone like a Rashawn Slater, Micah Parsons, kind of falling down. J.C. Horn could be a good pick. Micah, not so much a fall, but I think a fall and a trade. Mike Mayock has gone on record saying that if they find the right player and he starts to fall, that he has no problem trading up because we do have draft assets. We have 2 third-round picks. We did get that third-round pick because we back-to-back in the third round picks 69 and 70 from that Rodney Hudson trade. So once again, I mean, I don't know how much I'm in favor, but like seeing like if there is a team who wants to trade back like a Panthers, like I mean, if we jump to number 8 and only give up a third-round pick for them to jump back to 17, I wouldn't be too mad at that at the end of the day. Do I think that happens? No, I think we have to give up a little bit more juice in that game. But once again, if you have a team who's kind of really wanting to trade back and that we're like that last minute one-time partner, we've seen crazier trades. That's the thing, is watching the draft every year, there's a trade that makes no fucking sense to me, there's a trade that makes perfect fucking sense to me, and there's a trade that's kind of like, okay,
there's no winner, no loser.
Exactly. So it'll be interesting, but this is probably, the older I grow up, it's almost my favorite day of the year. I almost look forward to this more than the Super Bowl, honestly.
I was just talking to Lane about this, and I said that in football for me it goes week 1, the draft, the Super Bowl.
Week 1. Oh man, that's hard for me because honestly I'd probably still put it draft day, Super Bowl, week 1.
Week 1 is, there's nothing more exciting. You got 16 games of football guaranteed, no bye weeks. You've been missing it for months. It's euphoric.
Last 30-second question here. The NFL expands to 34 teams. Which 2 cities get teams?
Probably somewhere else in California. And
Do you think San Antonio gets a team? You think Texas supports another one?
Maybe.
OKC.
That would make sense, but
Because of the Thunder market?
Yeah, I don't see an NFL expansion happening anytime soon.
Oh,
I
I don't
think
either,
if
but
an
we can
expansion
change.
happens, I think they're gonna they will eventually have their own step down league, like a G League or a minor system.
I think if you saw expansion, I don't think they go to that aspect of it at all, but I think it goes international. I think London or Mexico City or Toronto. Toronto would be a big city that no one's really everybody's kind of sleeping on. Because Toronto is growing rapidly, and so that would be a city that not only could support a team but really could support one well, just because of the sheer population. No problem filling 70, 80, 90,000 seat arena, every single Sunday. So I mean, even if they lose and they start off, kind of, it'd be so interesting to see another supplemental player draft because we have never seen that in the NFL.
No, we haven't.
So, all right. Well, once again for Cig and the Big, I'm Cole Blenner. Any last words for us, Cig?
No, thanks for checking out our first video.
Peace, beaches.